Hi everyone, and welcome to Southbridge Community Television. I'm Max Gullickson, and today I have a special guest. For anyone who has spent any time at the Jacob Edwards Library, the beautiful building on Main Street, you probably know Margaret Morrissey, who's the head librarian. Margaret, thanks for coming on the show. So Margaret, today we have, Margaret is going to run down the events that are coming up in August at the library. And we have a number of them that are regular events. And we're going to run through those first, Margaret. If you could briefly describe to me some of the things that you have all the time. For instance, you have the Crafty Wednesday all day, every Wednesday at the library. What is that?
That's in the children's room, and it's where the staff have made some 3D creations, and they have them throughout the month posted so that kids, when they come in, if they want to make them, they'll know which date to come because the date is posted with them. So there are all kinds of manipulatives and crafts with paper and crafts with.
This is every Wednesday. You have
every Wednesday, and it's through the day. So there's something for all the age groups.
I see. You have construction crew every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Now the construction crew, what is that?
They're pretty serious builders. They are using Legos, which we actually got from a grant from the Southbridge Savings Bank, Cornerstone Bank, and which really set us up with this wonderful amount of resources that we can use to have the kids come in and just have at it and give us their best creations, and they can leave them on display for a week. So it's a lot of motivation for the kids.
Boy, a library isn't just books anymore, is it, Margaret?
No, definitely not.
You also have Tinkering Thursday. You said that's to encourage STEM-type learning from 3 to 4 p.m. on Thursdays. What are we doing there?
Yeah, well, houses no longer have all the kind of little resources and, just curiosities and stuff like that, where in times gone by, kids used to be able to play with things at home. Not to say that they haven't got toys, but these would be things that maybe, screws and nuts and bolts and stuff like that.
Other than like a cell phone?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
so
I
it's
see.
a way of, like the staff have put together lots of different kind of engineering stuff.
Like hands-on things for kids to...
just so that they can
that's wonderful.
create things with them.
Yeah.
And it can be a lot of fun. And it's something that libraries and the schools are encouraging. So we're working.
You have
in tandem.
knitting with Sonia on Tuesdays from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. What is knitting with Sonia? What are you doing there?
Basically, it's a craft program. Anybody who wants to can come, and it's drop in. So anytime between 10:30 and 12:30, there'll be people there, and it's a very social group that's going on, and we're in our 11th year.
You can make your own crafts there, though.
Yeah, so you bring in, say, your knitting or your sewing or your any kind of handwork.
Oh, I see.
And it's just like where people chat while they're doing their crafts.
You have a couple of once-a-month programs. You have a book club. What is that, the first...
First Monday of the month, and Truth Be Told is the title.
That's this month's book, huh?
Yes.
And folks can get that right there at the library?
Yes, we will order many copies in advance, so if anybody is inspired to join the group and would like a copy of the book, they can come check it out and then participate in the actual book club.
Now, in the third Monday, I think we have, is the Hora de Cuentos at 6:30?
A children's program, and
in Spanish?
Yes, it's in Spanish. Well, it's actually bilingual. It's Spanish and English, and it ties in nicely with the Puentes program that the school department is. Now we have grades kindergarten, first grade, and now second grade as well.
Right.
So it's nice to think that it's flowing out into the community as well.
That's the dual language learners program?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So
wonderful. You have a monthly film?
yes.
What is
That's
that?
the library box office, which is the second Thursday of the month, and it is always starting at 6 o'clock, just because the films sometimes are 90 minutes.
Right,
So
and the library closes at 8. I
Yeah.
see. Oh, wonderful. So you can
there's
go
a lot
down
of
there in a
things.
comfy chair and peruse the film of the month
Yes,
there
and
at
we
the
have
library?
surround sound as well, so
wow.
the Pioppi room does transform itself somewhat.
Oh, I see. You have so much going on there. Now, also, every month you have shows down there. You have performers come in and perform, and this month is no different in August. You have, for instance, Deborah Costini Puppets from 6:30 to 7:30 on the 6th, which is a Monday. What's that all about?
Well, it's sponsored by the Borgatti Trust, which is, we're very fortunate. We've received funding for the last number of years, and it helps us to be able to hire professional performers, and in this case, Deborah Costine is a well-known puppeteer, and kids love puppets, and it's really nice to be able to offer them something that speaks to the lower age groups.
Wow,
it's
you just
usually
don't
the
see that everywhere
younger
anyway.
kids.
Kids and adults too love puppets, and
Yeah,
different
and-
art form that you don't get all over the place.
Right, and who knows, they may go on to the Ballard School of Puppetry at UConn.
And become,
Yeah.
you just never know.
Yeah.
You've also got Oaks and Smith, which is storytelling and music, a day show from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the 14th. Now, what are Oaks and Smith telling us about?
You may be familiar with Oaks and Smith from previous programs that they've done in the adult kind of like family shows, and they're both singer-composers, and they do sort of folk and indie style music, but they're both teachers as well. So now they're going to add the storytelling kind of composition to their program.
They go back and forth between singing and telling a story.
Yeah, so they're really trying to reach out to kids, and
wonderful.
Catherine is a preschool teacher, so you know this is something that will be right in their
This is geared towards
wheelhouse.
children.
Very much, but
Yeah.
children and caregivers.
Yeah, sure. You also have, now you have some nice music shows. You have Aaron Largette Kaplan Guitar Concert, which is from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. On the 16th of August. What is Mr. Kaplan playing? What kind of genre
He's
is that?
a classical guitarist.
Classical.
He also plays flamenco, and he is just wildly successful in his career. He's an international player. He used to actually live in Southbridge, and we've maintained a connection. And it's really nice through the Cultural Council to be able to bring that
program.
Mr. Largette Kaplan.
He shows up and he's got his guitar
Amazing.
right there. He is,
Yeah.
huh?
And we have
Yeah.
some of his music in our collection as well. So for anybody who isn't familiar with his music in advance, they can always borrow a CD and check it out.
I know, I've been to shows at the library, Margaret, and I love the acoustics in there. The room carries well for
It does.
music.
It really does. Yes, we're lucky.
Then on the 23rd, you've got Paula Bradley and Mary Lou Ferrante concert from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. That's the 23rd of Thursday. What kind of music are these ladies playing?
It's old time music, sort of jug band music, that type of thing, roots music. And Paula
Roots
Bradley
music.
is very vested in that whole tradition and has had a long career, I think something like 30 years.
Wow.
And she, as Moonshine Holler, used to play up and down the East Coast.
She played Appalachian music, right?
Yes,
A lot
all
of
that
those, like the
style.
banjo and...
Yeah, and she also dances.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Wonderful.
amazing. Yeah, so
okay.
lots
And then
of-
closing out the month on the 30th of August, which is the Thursday, is the Quintessential Brass Concert from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. That sounds like fun, Margaret.
Yeah, so low brass, definitely a big punch sound.
Yeah.
And what's nice is that we can do a variety of music. So if you don't like one style, hopefully there's another style that you
It's
like.
an eclectic collection that you offer.
Yes,
And for
and-
people that are used to only listen to one type, it's a wonderful opportunity to learn something new.
Yeah, and there's nothing like live music. I mean, that's something that we really need to treasure, that we have so many wonderful musicians in our,
How many
area.
brass members make up the brass band there?
Four, I
Four
believe,
of them.
in this.
It's not 30
they
of them.
can
gonna-
add, sometimes groups nowadays are really able to accommodate different budgets.
Yeah.
In this case, it's four, I believe, but the Cultural Council supports a lot of our programs, and we're very fortunate. that we
Yeah,
can-
wonderful. And these are all free to the public.
Everything is free at the
Oh, that's wonderful. You hardly have a day going there, Margaret, when you don't have some kind of program at your
Correct.
library.
And for anybody who misses the actual program when it's going out live, I'd like to make a little plug for the Southbridge Community TV. We are fortunate to have you and your crew to do all the taping for us so that we actually can broadcast on YouTube and on the cable channel. So if you miss a show, you can always catch us on
Yeah,
our
often.
channel.
Well, these are great shows. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not hard to film for us.
Yeah, well,
It's a pleasure to do.
so-
So, Margaret, anybody now, we went through it kind of quick, but you must have a website where people can learn about all the things on the August calendar and the other programs that you have. And what is that?
That is www.jacobedwardslibrary.org. So, very simple, the
And
name
there
of
you
the
go.
library.
Yeah.
And
You
just
have a
you could
Facebook
also
page?
Yes, we have, and we'd love if people would join us on Facebook because that would be nice. Because we're always looking at our statistics. and
Sure.
see-
What is it, Jacob Edwards Library? Or Supper?
yes.
That's the. You can look that up on
You can just
Facebook
look
and
it
pull
up.
it
Yeah,
up.
Jacob Edwards.
This is great stuff. And as somebody who has spent a lot of time in the library, my wife and I go down there a lot. It's a wonderful place to go to catch a show and to take, of course, take advantage of all the traditional library things like books, which you still have, but so much more. So, folks, thanks for watching. Margaret Morrissey, and she explained everything in August. And Margaret, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much, Max. It was a pleasure.
All right, and we'll see you again next time right here on Southbridge Community